All right, guys, Shotty T here with an Alliance War video. This is war number 4 for the season. Like I said, we're popping out these videos. Like I said, at least once a day now. Still got a lot of content need to post. So got Protect Global once again. We're going with Magic, Havoc, and Claire, and starting to bring Magic more and more often. The last couple of wars I've brought her as well, which I'll be posting war number 5 probably tomorrow. And of course, when this war is over that's going on right now, it's been a frustrating war so far. So look ahead to that. To look forward to that video when it posts. It's a very annoying war so far for me, but we'll recover from it. But this particular one, just highlighting all the champs that I'm planning on taking on. So we see we got a couple of mojos there. And I believe that's the suicide roster I was highlighting there. And got some tricky opponents in other people's paths. So I just highlighted one of them right there. Got a Terrats there. Magic on kinetic transfer aspect of evolution. So it's not going to be fun propping up Limbo off in there. So just still looking around. Opponent plays pretty well. I still believe our placement is much better because we get a lot of kills as a defense. A lot of it is placement. I mean, obviously you got certain defenders that are annoying in general, but I think placement is the main thing. Just knowing the interaction with champs on certain nodes. But first fight here, we got Hope Buster. It's gonna bring Claire. I like to use her if I don't have a specific count, I'm just gonna use Claire because if I mess up, I can always heal myself with an SP2. Just waiting for him to throw his special. There we go. Probably could have knocked him down first. So good. Trying to race ourselves to the incinerate mode. All right, and we have the buff nullification. I was hoping that it carried over to his regen, but it didn't happen. Such is life. But this fight's gonna be over pretty soon there. Get a notification from the Georgia Lottery. Not interested. He done unsubscribe from that list. Anyway. All right, so we're done there. Next fight, we got Yondu. Once again, it's a pretty basic fight. I'm guessing this is a diversity placement, even though they don't have the greatest diversity, but I mean, if you're gonna at least put someone a little bit more challenging on this node. So we go ahead and parry at the beginning there. Get rid of the protection. And since I'm bleed immune, the arrows will not bleed me. Well, while I'm in this curse at least. And for those not familiar with fighting Yondu, you cannot parry his arrows. Unless you got a champ that specifically can parry projectiles such as Proxima, what's his name, Guardian, Call Obsidian, probably one or two others that I'm missing, but get the gist. But his first medium attack, guarantee him to throw that. You just stay far away from the screen and let him dash at you, and you can just parry him. So in case people have trouble fighting Yondu, I guess that's where they were going with that placement, thinking that people would try to parry him from close and then he would throw his heavy attack that you can't interrupt. I guess that's why the placement was put there. But anyway, next fight here, we got Nick Fury on Mixmaster Power Focus 1. Right. So once again, see the Nick Fury or Korg. And that Korg is going to be the kind of source of the frustration of the war that I'm in right now. But again, it's because I didn't bring the champ I normally bring, which sometimes when you try to take on too much, you end up not bringing the ideal counter for certain fights. So that's the lesson learned from this current war. But that said, here's the Havoc fight. So the idea here, we put on a mutant power boost. Just gonna parry, short combo, and then we're gonna start placing that feedback damage right here. And we're just gonna do that all the way till we get to SB3 and let it sit there until his first life is down from just the feedback plasma damage. That's gonna be the majority of the damage output for his first life. And also want to make sure I keep that prowess under control in case he throws the SP1. Don't want that severe chip damage there. And like I'm going to get here, I just took out 8% of my health. That was awesome. All right. So we got half his health down just by the majority of his health is being taken down by the plasma. Let's see how much this takes. Okay, we got 3% health. He didn't have as many prowesses up that time. Right now, I'm just playing a little cowardice, just letting those feedback debuffs kick in. But I realized that don't have as many plasma debuffs on them first, so let's go ahead and keep the prowess charges under control. So it should be anytime now. Don't know why I didn't throw my heavy right there. I think I was more interested in controlling the prowess charges. As you can see, it's kind of building up. All right, so we just waiting for his first life to end. Very patient fight. And you have to have patience, especially when you do in-game content. These fights will not be quick. So we're just chilling now. We know that he's deteriorating, so we're gonna go ahead and throw our SB3 with the 5 prowess. It's gonna take out half of his health. It's gonna build me up to SB2. Just gonna go ahead and throw it since it's unblockable. It's gonna build up to another SB2. Just gonna throw it again because it's unblockable, and he's done. And that's the mutant power boost for you. Yeah, because otherwise that fight can be pretty annoying. So that's. If I see Nick Fury on that node, if I don't have Quake, that's who I'm using. And of course, I brought Havoc because I have this Havoc. If I didn't have this Havoc right here, I would have brought Quake. But Havoc is a great counter for this node because you have Crumbling Armor and you have Footloose. So there's a lot of stuff to think about here. Of course, usually the strategy against Havoc is to reparry, but on this node, repairing just going to double the power gain. So you're going to find yourself having him gain a lot of power. And also because a lot of times you're trying to bait specials, you're going to incur that Crumbling Armor. It's almost inevitable. So your best bet is to bring a champion that's either armor break immune, that also has armor up. And Colossus is the main one there. Or just Havoc. So that's the reason why I brought this guy for this fight. And also the cool thing about Havoc on Havoc is that the willpower, I can heal myself from the plasma. So we're gonna go ahead and throw the SP2 right here. And I kind of underestimated how much damage this will do. And you'll see what happens. Bam, up to 3 bars of power once again. It's still got that 200% power boost active, so that was just kind of nasty OP there. But he didn't die. And I guess it didn't pull me up to another special. I guess that was a critical SP3. I'm surprised the back-to-back SP3 did not trigger another SP3 or even an SP2 from the power boost. So we're just kind of showing a little bit more work to do. Probably unnecessary work, but we're just finding ourselves the opening. There it is. All right, and that fight is done. All right, next fight here, we got Warlock. We're going to use Claire here. Claire is not a bad Warlock option. Obviously, you can increase your power gain pretty quickly because he is bleed and poison immune. So all I'm going to do is just going to parry heavy, build up my Mystic charges and my power gain. And the idea is just to get to a SP3 just by doing this and rinse repeat. Throw an SP2 if necessary, if I want to heal myself. And I actually end up intercepting instead. And so now we're just going to bait this SP1 while I have 19 infection, because I don't want him to throw a special while infected, but unfortunately the AI wasn't cooperating. So now we got a little bit of a challenge on our hand here. Got to get out the corner first. Infection is about to wear off at least. So we just carry on to what we were doing before. And right now I just want to get out the corner. But for some reason I threw an SP2 after an intercept and realized the infection had built back up again. So really didn't really heal myself. So kind of the fight's not going as easy as I planned, but nonetheless, carry on. And we die. Yeah, that fight just didn't go according to plan. I mean, it was just a small disaster. I had to recuperate there. Almost rage quit. But I'm just gonna revive her because I don't really want to save magic, and definitely don't want to use Havoc for this fight because non-contact attacks, when he blocks them, I get dealt plasma damage. I mean, not plasma damage, but a degeneration. So just stay away from Havoc against Warlock. That's why Warlock is a great Havoc counter. So we go back in to finish up the fight. Yeah. And this second go around goes much smoother. Not sure why the AI was being so pesky the first time. But it happens. That was the plan the first time, is to push him to the SP2, let him throw it when I don't have infection, so that way I'm not degenerating from willpower, or you just turn willpower off, but I like to just keep it on. I prefer not to change masteries for war. But yeah, that's how it should have went the first time, but happens to the best of us. What can I say? All right, so next fight here we got Quake. Now this is the fight that I was saving magic for. Just don't want to deal with Quake and her antics with the aftershock. I actually end up taking some aftershock damage in this fight, but ideally just want to intercept in the corner. And if I happen to hit into her block, I get the ricochet damage. If I have limbo, I can just heal that back. And this Quake has recoil, but that was the profile that I highlighted at the beginning of the video. So now we get to go to work. And like I said, the computer wasn't quite cooperating with the backdrafts there. And now she throws an aftershock charge on me. Sounds like fun. I was just hoping that it didn't stun me when it expired. But luckily Limbo kicked in, so I was able to recover that health I immediately lost back. So no harm, no foul. All right, next fight here, we got Dragon Man. Gonna be another magic fight. Probably could have used Claire, but magic is such a great Dragon Man counter. Of course, Human Torch probably one of the best, if not the best, Dragon Man counter, other than Quake, of course, as long as he's not stun immune. But idea here is just to go ahead and at least get that special out of the way. And I'm gonna get him to throw one more special there. Yeah, usually with magic, you're not used to fighting on that side of the board. That's like the left side of the board is designed for Quake fighting. The right side is designed for magic fighting. But we're slowly but surely pushing him to the magic side of the board. All right, he had protection there, so got rid of that stack of protection. But now the node version of the protection is up. And now he triggered the global tactic protection, but I got rid of it with the intercept. All right, we almost got this down. Now he did restore that power lock because of the ebb and flow. So still got a little bit of work to do here. Just gonna bait another SP1. And I decided to just cheese heal a little bit with the willpower. So not the smoothest magic fight. Not sure what I was waiting on there. That was weird. Sometimes you watch yourself and wonder why you do certain things. Don't know why I did that there. All right, so next fight. So first thing I do is check the leaderboard. So we're up 11-5 in RBG. So we got a pretty good edge, and we're up 42-18. So we're looking pretty good to win this war, barring a disaster. So I decided not to boost for this fight for that reason. We're just gonna use regular Claire. Now this is a tricky node placement. Old man Logan, he constantly has that regeneration buff, so you're almost basically gotta fight him. You can't even, you have to kind of hit into the block to bait heavy. So this is a good tactic to have when you're fighting against an opponent that you can't parry. And also if you guys are ever in incursions, you have that coward node. This is the same tactic where every attack is unblockable, and you basically you can retreat to degenerate the person's health 1% at a time. And of course, if you want to do some aggressive attacking, you have to hit into the block to induce heavy and special. So that's the tactic here. And the cool thing about Claire is that she has that buff nullification with her SB2, so I know he won't prop a regeneration there, so I can still parry if I wanted to at this point. But I got so used to just not parrying for this fight, so I'm just not going to worry about parrying anymore. And it's just a perfect matchup because he keeps gaining those fury buffs from his specials. Then I got those mystic charges that just nullified. So it's just a tailor-made matchup. So this is a healing station for Claire. Thank you very much, Mr. Logan. So now we're just want to get this fight over with. So we go ahead and change ourselves into the incinerate mode so we can burst them down a little bit more. As you can, yeah, see, I really didn't parry all fight. Um, so there you go. So that's also in a nutshell how you can handle those stun reflect nodes. Fight without parrying. So next fight here we got Warlock again. So Black Widow, she's seeking her revenge from that loss earlier. Um, like I said, we got a pretty big lead, but I was debating if I should boost because the only reason why I boost because I did lose to him earlier without boosting. So I'm gonna boost just 20%, and we use a 15% health boost, I believe, or 20% health boost. Sorry, and I believe the 15% attack boost. Cause you get those, we get those like candy now with the Supreme Solo Crystal, so it's not really that difficult. And I think I apply an invulnerability boost, so just in case I do get hit again, we don't have another disaster. And this one, I just didn't want to play around with the node. I just went straight to the mode that he's not immune to. We're just gonna try to get rid of this fight as quick as possible. That was part of the reason why I boosted. I just wanted to get this fight over with, especially from what I saw last fight. We're not worrying about healing. We're outpacing the health loss at this point. All right, gonna do the bursty SB2 there, and we was able to get rid of that protect at the same time. But it just triggered again. And I guess the computer anticipated me back drafting, and he just pounced right in there. It's amazing how the AI can read your movement sometimes. I thought SB1 probably would have killed him right there, but I didn't do it. We just kept it simple. All right, so this next fight here, this is where we're gonna have one of my teammates apply the Magneto pre-fight. I want to say a teammate actually took this fight first, I believe, and then I finished them off, or I might have just gone in and taken it myself. Yeah, I did take this one myself. Yeah, so the pre-fight is there for hero attackers. You can basically parry indefinitely on this node. So for those that are watching, I did share this with my alliance as well. If we can have at least one person bring a white Magneto, especially if you got an annoying defender like MODOK on this node, where he just makes you have no rhythm fighting him, and he subject to auto block majority of the time. Just parry short combo him all fight, bait SP1, rinse and repeat. And as long as your champ is a hashtag hero or a hashtag metal champ, you can pretty much parry indefinitely. Now, of course, Magneto is good for this matchup as well because he ignores auto block. So, of course, you can't parry indefinitely because he's not a metal or a hero attacker. But at least you don't have to worry about auto blocks. So you got a little trade-off there. So that's another option for countering MODOK. And, of course, obviously, if you got a true strike champ like Killmonger after SP1 or Corvus with the Proxima Synergy, that's good for this matchup as well. This used to be a popular placement for Stubborn, but it's kind of watered down now. All right, so SP3 at this point will easily kill him. Not sure why I didn't throw the SP3 yet, but here we go. Especially after what it did to Havoc a few fights ago, and we know this is overkill. All right, so So the posting of this video is kind of coinciding with the frustrations of this current war. So of course we wait until not Modoc, but Mojo is available. All right, there we go. So we got White Magneto pre-fight applied, but you see we got an insurmountable lead at this point. So at this point, it's all about just having a clean one shot, finishing the war in style. So as usual, we're gonna bring Magic. Now I need to start hoarding some power start boosts. Bam needs to start giving us more of those, because I believe I save it in this case. Since the war is won, I don't want to waste a power start boost for this fight. Normally, if the war is in the balance, I'm using my power start boost, but I believe I still use it anyway. Yes, I do. So in hindsight, I probably should have saved it because those things are valuable. For some reason, just not coming as often as the other two boosts are. Because I got an overflow and a vulnerability boost, and those are probably more valuable than anything to me. So as you can see there, I had Limbo at the start of the fight, so I purposely took a combo so I can build my power, so I can stay ahead of the power gain phase. And now that was not planned. I didn't want to take a heavy to the face. So for those watching the video, there was no purpose of that. That was just me getting hit with a heavy attack. So there was no lesson to apply there. All right. So far so good. Now, kind of getting a little bit bad luck with the RNG on the prompts, which is kind of unfortunate. And it's actually going to end up being the downfall of this fight. Right now he has 3 prompts. And of course I got hit. That doesn't help. But like I said, as long as we're doing what we're supposed to do, we still should stay in control. But now he has 4 prompts. So one more prompt, I'm gonna get a massive degeneration on me. And it says use a special attack. And my dumb butt decides to use a special attack. So now I got this massive degeneration on me. Limbo will mitigate it some, but the damage is already done. And now I got another hater buff on me, more degeneration, which is awesome. And the magic Limbo saved me once again, but I'm kind of in bad shape here because he has a lot of those hater buff charges on him, and it's kind of hanging by a thread at this point. So luckily I get a good prompt there, punish a heavy special attack. So dodge a hit. So now he's back to 1. So now I'm feeling okay. I can clutch this one. I can clutch this fight. We can do it. But we get intercepted. He intercepts me, actually. So that's the end of that fight. But like I said, as you saw there, we had a substantial lead. So we ended up winning the war. I had another teammate finish the fight. I probably could have finished it with Havoc, but I was done. Did I finish the fight? Yeah, I don't remember doing it. So yeah, I looked to see who else we had. We had a couple of Human Torches. I just had someone with Human Torch finish it. So, but that's the war. It's kind of sloppy, but we won pretty convincingly despite my losses. But please like, share, and subscribe.